Quran contains contradictory teaching. The Quran claims that it contains no contradictions. In Surah 484, Allah challenges men, will they not ponder on the Quran? If it had not come from Allah, they could have surely found it in many contradictions. Since Allah claims not to contradict himself, then everything that has purportedly come down from him, the Bible and the Quran, must be in agreement. By the way, he already contradicted himself by saying that he hates sin, but then leads people into sin. He is the author of somebody's sin, but yet he says he hates sin. That's a contradictory statement right there. That contradicts right there. And again, right here it says that the Bible and the Quran, it says both come down from Allah, but yet they both contradict each other on multiple occasions. You're going to sit there and tell me that the Christians sat down and messed up the Bible so bad they changed every little thing, and they read the Bible, and then when the Quran come out, they twisted it around and said ours is right, yours is not. It doesn't make sense. They sat down and changed everything. The only thing that's messed up in the Bible is, and by the way, it's not the Bible. The King James Bible is God's inspired word. There's nothing that word that's infallible. These other New World translations are all out of hell. The NIV, the New King James Bible, the Living Bible, the Message Bible, the New American Translation, or whatever it's called, the American Standard Versions, and all these other stupid versions, NSEB or whatever it's called. I don't even know. There's so many versions. They're all out of hell. Ain't one of them right. Ain't none of them the true versions. They have been corrupted by me, and the Quran has too. It was corrupted when it come out. It's never been the true word of God. But the only one that's the true word of God is infallible is the King James version. That's the true version. Because God said that heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. God promised to preserve His word, so that means we got to have it somewhere. The Muslims must believe in the doctrinal unity among the books of Allah, the Bible, as recently given in the Quran. But we have just seen they conflict further. The Quran contains contradictions within its own pages. In Surah 11, the Quran teaches that one of Noah's sons didn't go into the Ark of Faith, and thus Noah's son was drowned in the flood. The Quran itself contradicts its statement in Surah 21, when it declares that we saved him, Noah, and all his kinsfolk from the great calamity. According to the Bible, all Noah's sons are delivered, which is Genesis 6 and 7, and the genealogies are provided. In Surah 11, it says one of Noah's sons didn't go into the ark and die, but then in Surah 1, it says that we saved him and all his kinfolks. Well, there's a contradiction in the great Quran. That has no contradiction. It is the infallible word of God, I thought. The Quran also has conflicting accounts of Muhammad's original call to be a prophet. In Surah 53, 2 through 18, and then in 81, 19 through 24 verses. Surah 16 and 102, 26, 192 through 194 verses. Surah 15, 18 and 297. Surah 41, 9 through 12 teaches it took God 8 days to create the world, whereas Surah 751, 10:3 and 11:6 teach it took God 6 days. Took God 8 days in one in Surah 41, 9 through 12, but then in Surah 751, 10:3 and 11:6 teach it took God 6 days. What? You talking about messed up. That was just a couple of them. And by the way, I can look for more examples in a book, Islamic Invasion by Robert Moray. I can find more examples. Yay! In fact, I think I'll look at them later. After I get over this book, I'll go find some more. That's enough right there. You can leave everything else out and use these contradictory statements in the Quran and show them that they're a bunch of retards. Just show them that the Quran's out of hell and ain't nothing inspired about it. It's just a bunch of junk that some guy come up with, aka retard Muhammad. Yeah, he just made this garbage really God mess up. He used it, he made it up to try to get people to join up with him, and it's got so much contradictory junk in it, and it so contradicts the Bible but yet it's supposed to be the infallible word. How convincing are Muslim apologetics? These are Muslims that try to defend the Islam. They can have all that I've already talked about before in the previous videos, but they still want to try to defend Muslims. And they try to do it by discrediting Christianity. And it basically says even if they can disprove Christianity, they still can't prove Islam. They still can't show that Islam is the truth. And they can't give any kind of evidence. There's no evidence that really proves of Islam. The only thing they can prove is that Muhammad was alive, was a real man, and that he somehow got a hold of the Quran. You know, and he couldn't read and write, so he had to have people write it down for him. He was illiterate. He couldn't do it. You look, biblical inspiration is and accuracy is verified by prophecy, archaeology, manuscript evidence, and other means. You can look around and see that the Bible is real. And there's another book, Ready with an Answer, done by Harvard House in 1997, which demonstrates this. None of it here, but it is demonstrated. Islam, however, offers no genuine evidence for its claim that the Quran is inspired. Yay! Other than Muhammad's own retarded claim that he was inspired by Gabriel. But what if Muhammad was wrong? The biblical God is the true God, and if Muhammad was a prophet of God, he would never have denied God's revelation in the Bible. So, how do Muslims do apologetics? First, they argue that the Christian faith is a false religion. Secondly, using the arguments of liberal theologians. Yeah, people that don't like the Bible themselves. People that are not Muslims, but they don't like the Bible. And they are skeptics of the Bible, and they don't like the Bible themselves. Critical methods, form criticism. They're rationalistic skeptics of Christianity. They reject biblical authority and the deity of Christ. Second, they present arguments in defense of Islam that are convincing to Muslims, but are also largely subjective and prove nothing. In essence, Muslim apologetics are not convincing because they characteristically reject the rules of logic and evidence. Space does not permit elaboration except to refer the reader to tape sessions of Christian-Muslim debates and more specific evaluations of Muslim apologetic methods.